Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very full cast game of Shenanigans. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good.
Well, we've got a lot of people, so why don't we go around the table, starting with Eric and going counterclockwise. Going clockwise with Eric, and figure out who everyone is and who they're playing. So, Eric, who are you, and who are you playing today?
I will be playing the role of Nana Thurman, ranger from a privileged family who suffered greatly and ended up being a ranger. So she, high life, then to low life in the wilderness, and then ended up befriending halfling rogue named Slade Milson, and they became friends for a while. Anyway, that's her backstory. You all know it if you've seen me play, not in a long time, but yeah. Longest surviving character on Shenanigans. I proudly hold that record.
Okay, it hardly counts if you're not around, right? If you show up and then you disappear for 7 years and then you come back, you might be the oldest character, but you probably haven't survived the most sessions of gameplay.
That, and I think Rob currently has that with the Jack Jill one he's currently
That's right, I remember
that was
Jack Jill from last time.
Yeah, that was
what level is Jack Jill now?
Second mostly-ish.
Okay, you're multi-classing if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Level 4, as a ranger, that's very hard to do. Rangers in 2nd edition are like 10 million points to level.
Later on, yeah.
All right. Next in line, we've got Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, good to be back. So I am playing a new character. Bare Necessities is still in retirement. Pulling out Bergen Irongrass. He's a dwarf. He's a self-hating dwarf. He looks very youthful. He has a very rare genetic disorder that does not allow him to grow facial hair. So he has been ostracized by dwarfs, and he wants to try to find a way to live without them. He has shoulder-length black hair, coal black eyes. He has a chain, like a 6-foot-long chain around his from chest to waist. And a battle axe, and also a belt with 20 darts.
Wow, that's a lot of gear.
Yeah, he basically just moves through from place to place with what he has, and recently arrived in Shenanigans.
Okay. Connar.
Hello guys, I'm Connar. Unfortunately, the sitcom took a couple weeks off. Nothing too great in the Navy life. Everyone's still making poop jokes though, so don't worry. Though I guess I did walk in yesterday and a whole bunch of people wearing party hats. It's a little weird, but other than that, I mean, just real people stuff this time. Like, oh guys, I got a vacuum cleaner. Ooh. So, oh, I'm moving on up tomorrow. I'm getting a blender.
Oh,
yeah.
Look out, people!
Look out! I might buy a freaking couch or something.
And who are you playing today?
I'm playing The Rock again. Gonna work on some dunking today, just as always. Whether it's the big dunks or just with The Rock. So let's get some of that in, Neal. Huh?
All right. Next in line, we got Bastian. Bastian, who are you? And who are you playing today?
People know me probably either from Hardcore Heroes, from Shenanigans, since I've been here for a while. And well, this will be, for at least for a time, my last Shenanigans session, because I start acting school in April, and this is Monday morning time for me right now, so no time for Shenanigans, unless Neal changes the slot.
I mean,
I'll be playing Reynard. Yes, sir. He has an eye patch over his left eye and a pack leg. He has a scrawny beard, and he has a white-brimmed hat, adorned with feathers. He's a pirate.
He's a landlocked pirate?
Indeed, something happened in the past. Maybe he will tell.
Maybe.
Oh. Okay. Which brings us to Nick. Nick, what's up? Who are you playing today, and who are you?
I am Nick. I do nothing of note, and I play the wizard Zen, who does not blink.
Yes.
It's very creepy.
Yes, it is.
He's got 6 hotness and 6 charisma, so...
I beat you. I got 4.
This is not a great competition.
No.
I have
I think it's
14.
pretty great.
Whoa! 14 hushes.
Ooh, not bad.
Okay. And last but not least,
You'd get harassed by that hag.
last but not least, Robert. What's up, man? Who are you and who are you playing today?
Who am I? You just said.
But
Robert.
who is Robert?
Do we have all day?
Who is Robert?
Good to know.
You opened that hellhole, Neal.
I think that would be better explored in an episode of Love Bites.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say through.
Interpretive dance?
Yeah.
Why, thank you.
And you are playing 3 different characters today, who are all the same character.
Yes. Jack, Jill, and the legendary La Sombra.
So for those of you not in the know, Jack is the character, but he masquerades as Jill, so as not to reveal his identity, even though no one knows who he actually is. He's never actually once had his name mentioned live ever in a year and a half of play.
See, the whole thing with Jack dressing up as Jill was based on when I made up the character, I took the powerful enemies.
Ah.
I was being pursued by the Dogfia, but what I didn't understand, because that was the beginning of the campaign, is Neal doesn't actually look at your character sheet. And so what I thought was going to be this thing that he would use against me, and at every turn I'd be facing the Dogfia. It was free points, and so pretty much all my characters have powerful enemies that Neal never ever brings to bear.
Well,
Until this episode.
it's a periodic show, you can't have long story arcs like that. So you just got lucky, I guess.
It'd be too hard for Neal to keep track of. He'd forget by the next week.
Well, you would have people showing
need
up the
to
next week who
take-
didn't play in the first episode, and it would just get messy. That requires a consistent cast week after week, and that's just not what we're doing here. We're doing a completely... Each episode is its own standalone thing that needs no history, other than maybe the history of Shenanigans. It is our bar in Berkshire. It is run by Desmond the Dashing, a middle-aged retired warrior who has done many great things, slain many a beast, and is a terrible business owner.
Mm-hmm.
He runs his bar for pleasure, not for profit. Is often in trouble with his wife, often in trouble with the local folks, but he's Desmond, so he gets away with pretty much everything and makes everyone's life a little more colorful and interesting. So let's come into game while the 6 of you are sitting around a table in Shenanigans. What is going on around this table?
I
So,
challenge anyone to a
La
slam
Sombra
contest.
says, "What? I'm actually an elf named both Jack and Jill. Fake town criers, sad."
Those La Sombra tales never get old.
What are you talking about?
The La Sombra tales Jill always tells. They're always classy.
Never
We
heard of
always start the episodes at the end so that I don't actually have to come up with the joke. Just giving the punchline. Because that's like lazy screenwriter I want to show that my character is funny, but I don't want to put the work in of actually having them make a joke.
Or is it that they don't have the time to show the whole joke on screen? You've only got an hour and a half for your movie. Cut out a minute here, cut out a minute there.
You could just have the character, I don't know, actually say funny things. I mean,
That's true.
you've ever been like, I don't know, that Jim Carrey character just kept saying funny things. I felt like that was getting in the way of this plot. This plot about a pet detective, and I really wanted to explore the character of the pet detective, but he kept saying funny stuff.
Well, Jill, do you have more of those Jim Carrey stories? That sounds like it's a really good one.
You know, when you're young, it seemed like it was. But then if you listen to the story now, you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Oh. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's just disappointing.
You know, I heard rumors in town that this jail is in secret dude.
Nah.
Yeah, I heard those too. I also heard that that blinky dude over there, he doesn't actually blink.
Hmm?
Yeah, blinky dude, yeah.
Well,
Someone
I
that
just-
doesn't blink.
I look to the rock and just say, "You've been with me for weeks. You know I don't blink."
Oh yeah, I've also heard it too.
Do you sleep with your eyes open?
Well, no.
I think I can match him with my left eye.
But
left
do
eye
you-
patch
wait.
is just a empty eye socket.
Anyways, this is all unimportant. We're overlooking the clear, absolutely pressing mission we all have to take on right now.
What is it?
Where's
Just
Eric?
as then, the door kicks open, and in comes a farmer, panting, holding himself in the doorframe, and he shouts out, "Somebody, please help! Bessie's in trouble!"
Bessie, she has the best milk in all the land.
I know, I just bought her last week, and something's wrong. Please,
There's-
and he comes over to your table. Please, you know of her, clearly, so... she's in real trouble.
I don't know anything about Bessie. We just had a giant monologue from the DM about how there are no overarching story arcs and how if someone comes in, they can't possibly know about these things that have been established long ago.
Well, then let me catch you up on Bessie if you don't know who she is. She's
Oh.
the greatest cow in all the land, produces the highest quality of milk, which apparently people used to be tainting with methamphetamine in order to make it more delicious. But I, having recently bought her, have cleared the methamphetamine production from her system and from the surrounding area, and now she's back to regular, wholesome, delicious, whole fatty milk. But she's
Well,
in
if
trouble.
I
But if
feel
you
like
have
that
that-
much
that-
information
that's
should
a
have been
problem.
slowly revealed over many episodes in order to have it more believable. Because if you just dump it on us all at once, I mean, that just sounds nuts.
Doesn't it sound crazy? Just like that one-eyed pirate sitting over there next to the dwarf without a beard. This place is ridiculous, but I still need your help with Bessie.
Spit
All right.
out, then.
All right,
What's
don't worry,
wrong?
we'll solve this, and afterwards we can have some great ribs.
Alright.
He looks at you in horror. No, you're not
Pork
taking
ribs.
Bessie's ribs?
Pork ribs, pork ribs.
Oh, sure. You can have Jordan's ribs whenever you want. That's fine.
Nice.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, spit it out. Spit it out.
maybe a T-bone or two too.
Neil, you're
What
gonna
is
turn
wrong
into me
with
naming
cow?
all the sheep.
So here's the deal. And by now, Desmond has kind of walked over, and a few people from other tables have stood up and come over to listen to this story about Bessie, because everyone's worried about her.
Everyone knows about that.
They are? Why? Do they have some sort of long-standing relationship with their milk?
Well, yeah, they took the meth out. They're gonna go crazy.
So my name's Joe, everyone. Hi, I'm a farmer. I've recently purchased Bessie from her previous owners for
Hi, Joe.
an exorbitant price, but it was worth it to keep her clean and pure. And, she's been producing a whole bunch of milk lately. In fact, that's the problem, is she's producing a lot of milk, and she can't be milked. Her udders have swollen to unusual sizes, and we really... I just don't know what's wrong with it. She hasn't been milked in days, but she keeps producing, and I'm afraid she's going to explode and die.
You need the help of a doctor or a priest, adventurers.
Look, I don't know whose help I need. I came here because I thought you guys were problem solvers, but maybe you're right. Maybe I should just go to the local church about this issue.
Why didn't you milk her sooner?
Yeah, sure.
I've been
next
trying,
question.
but it's not working. Are you an expert milker? Look, I'm a city man. I just bought the cow because I had heard of her rumors. I ain't never milked a cow before in my life, but I think I'm doing it right, and it sure as hell ain't working.
Yeah, we'll get this solved right away.
Thank you, reliable adventurer.
We'll get it solved right away.
Here, let me
Yeah, look,
let me show you to my farm. It's to the west of town.
Wait, I thought you were a city man. Not a
Yeah.
farmer.
East west of town.
West of town.
East Westerton. Something is coming back to me. I don't think this trip down memory lane is a dead end. As I try to get to east west of town.
Look, I used to be a city man, but I left the city to come and be a milk farmer. A dairy farmer? A dairy farmer. No one farms milk. Yeah. But I gotta tell you, it's not going so well.
Well, anyway, make way then. Show us to your farm.
Okay.
I stand up with my peg leg and thump with it out, thumping from the leg. Make my way to the door. I'm actually I reduced my speed to 9 from 12 because of the peg leg.
There are rules in the combat and tactics regarding having your limbs lost and replaced. Maybe after this session, you can go and take a look at them so you can actually get the peg leg stats that you need. I don't know what it is. They're somewhere in here.
Yeah, losing a limb, don't you lose like 25% of your max health or something?
Reduces a character's maximum HP by 25%. If the character can be compensated by a wooden leg or hook, the hit point loss may be reduced. Oh yeah, so no, you should be fine. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll deal with it later.
Who cares? Who cares? I'm a pirate.
Right. Okay. So, Farmer Joe leads you guys outside and down the street in the direction of west. Do you guys have anything that you want to discuss amongst yourselves or ask Farmer Joe before you get to Bessie's?
I have to say that Joe character is almost better at hijacking plots than I am at hijacking ships.
So, Farmer Joe, assuming we help you, do we get free milk for a year?
I was just going to give you a bunch of gold, but sure, I'll give you free milk for a year instead.
I'll take the gold.
We'll take the gold.
I'll take the gold.
I'll take the milk.
Okay.
Wait a minute. How much gold are we talking about anyway?
Well, considering I bought Bessie for 20,000 gold pieces, I feel like I ought to be able to pay you all 400 total. If you can get her working again.
Deal.
Sounds fair.
How much does Bessie's milk sell for?
Do you really want to get involved in the economics of this? Because I got my spreadsheets back at home. While they're working on solving the problem, you and I could discuss financial logistics.
I just meant as someone who buys Bessie's milk in Shenanigans. How much do I pay for it?
Let me tell you, Desmond is not a good businessman. I sell him milk at an exorbitant price, and he treats it like it's regular barnyard milk. You're getting a good deal. He's really, what do you call it?
I'm asking the DM when I buy milk.
It's cheap, you know. It's like a copper a glass, maybe a couple copper a glass for Bessie's milk.
Okay, so there's no point in getting it like a year's worth of Bessie's milk is nothing basically compared to how much I could pay for it in Shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, money is useless in this game in general. So,
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's not true.
I have 2 different items I need to identify still, which I can't afford
That's true.
to.
If we get
Go.
so no one wants to discuss anything between themselves or with Farmer Joe.
I do. I say to the others here, how are we going to solve a cow that needs to be milked? It seems
Well, I mean,
like what we need.
I've
is-
got a dagger.
I have an idea.
Yeah, that's no, not the dagger.
I have me
You-
2 cutlasses.
These
Yeah, he's got really big knives.
you must be like horrible on dates. No, you're not taking a dagger.
What,
I
you
think
we're
what we
taking this? You think we're taking this cow on a date? That's dinner. That's just walking around, just like a couple weeks away from being dinner.
Okay, you realize that milking the cow is getting to second base with it.
What?
I'm sorry, I only play basketball. I don't-
That's technically what milking the cow is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, about your little knife, strong man. That's not a knife. These are knives.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that's a knife? Well, yeah, those are actually kind of knives. Yeah, it's like, it's like
I'd say that one is a dirk and the other is a poignard.
they're both knives. I mean, like,
Mine are cutlasses.
I don't know.
Yes.
Is it like all knives are rectangles, but not all rectangles are knives?
it's a rectangle.
What?
Anyway, what it seems to me, we don't know how to solve this problem. I mean,
I have an idea.
What is your idea?
Bessie was recently weaned off of methamphetamines. She might be in withdrawal. Perhaps if we give her more methamphetamines, then milk.
That might work.
That sounds
Give drugs to
cool
solve
me.
the drug problem.
Yeah, I mean, if he took him out, like, we need to put him back in there.
The
Like-
question is, where will we get our drugs?
But it's a drug.
Perhaps we can find someone dealing them somewhere?
I was thinking we need to get like an expert milker.
Do you know any expert milkers?
I don't know. It would have to be somebody who was just like all around skilled at everything and was maybe kind of mysterious, but very good at getting to second base.
The milkman.
Sounds like the one.
This sounds like a job for the milkman.
Ta-da!
Maybe.
I remember my dad always talked about him. Said he's the worst. He always like third base or something.
I hear he's also quite good at bothering children.
Yeah. I think we need to
Farmer
find him.
Joe. Farmer Joe, where is this farm again?
Just to the west of town, out past the first couple of sets of pastures. Maybe
Is it totally easy to find?
Why, yes, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna go and ask around town to try to find the best milker, and then I'll meet you up there.
You don't want to first come take a look at the problem with your own two eyes? Or in your case, son, your own eye, he says to Bastian.
How old does this guy look?
Middle-aged.
I'm a half elf who is middle aged, so I don't take kindly to people call me son, boy.
I'm sorry, daughter.
All right, kid.
So, okay, well then, you guys can go off and it's the farm with the big lit up sign that says Bessie lives here. It's got torches on it that I refill daily with oil. Big burning torches.
Are there any other lit up signs?
No.
I don't know if it will say Bessie or not, so I just want to make sure.
Oh, you're all illiterate. Of course you are, country folk. No. It's the only lit up sign.
Lit up.
No worry, I can read and write.
Nerd!
Good girl.
Nerd.
You know, you're walking on less steady ground than I am with my pack leg right now. You keep calling me.
Well, you said you didn't want to be called son, so what else am I supposed to call you?
Kid.
You know that I'm a
Ooh,
grown-up
kid's a good one.
and probably older than you are.
Probably.
Why, I'm 55 years old. How old are you?
Well, look at you, I'm 56.
And I'm 52.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Well, you look quite young for a dwarf.
I'm 210.
You're 54, Bastian. It says on your character sheet you're 54. I just checked.
Why?
I can lie, yeah.
Yes, you can lie, but I'm just calling it out for everyone else that you're actually 54.
Nobody knows that.
Okay.
As an aside to the audience, I was lying. I'm only 45, but
All right.
All right, well then I guess I'll stop calling you son. My apologies. You just look so damn young and pretty, you know?
I'm actually not looking young and pretty. I have a light sickly complexion, a scrawny beard. I'm
Well,
a pirate.
he
I think
thinks
what
you're
he's
young
getting
and pretty
at-
looking, so maybe that says more about him than it says about you.
I think what he's getting at is, the giant guy called Tiny is the same type of thing right here.
Just imagine Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean as a half elf and looking just a little bit younger. That's Renard.
Okay.
All right. Well, I slip away then to go look for the best milker. Slip into an alley and say, Jack might not know how to milk a cow, and Jill might not know. But that's not saying anything about La Sombra. And I'm going to sneak along, leaping from rooftop to rooftop as far as I can to the edge of town when we run out of rooftops, and then I have to, like, walk.
Do
Okay.
we see that figure just openly in the open daylight jumping from rooftop to rooftop?
I think-
She's pretty stealthy. What level are you, La Sombra?
It's not about level so much as what I put my points into.
That's true. What is your level dexterity and your
I'm a third level thief. Dexterity of 17.
Yeah.
And let's see. Hide in shadows is only 50. But I'm an elf with all that might imply with moving stealthily along without a party dressed in non-metal armor. I think I'm supposed to get surprised a lot of the time, right?
Something like that, yeah. All right, so you shadow dance them along the way until the party comes to this big sign. It's maybe 12 feet by 8 feet. It's got these two huge braziers with like big vats of oil and really thick wicks that are more like ropes that have been stuck into them that are blazing up. You can see some slight scorch marks on the sign for when maybe the flames have licked too close to it. And written in big, bold block letters is the text that he described not 5 minutes ago.
Is this the right place? Does that say Bessie?
It does,
Yes.
it does.
Yeah.
Why don't you come onto the farm? That big old red barn over there is where I keep Bessie. Someone had it painted green, had to paint it red. We all know farms are painted red, right?
No?
Right.
I'm colorblind, so they're both the same to me.
Well, lucky you. Never confused by a green barn. Anywho, let me show you to good old Bessie. And he walks you guys into this barn. And there is the most lush cow palace you've ever seen. She's got this corral, right? But it's like 6 times bigger than any corral you've ever seen for a cow. It's got hay stacked up all over the place. There's like a nice big silk blanket or silk covered comforter off to one side that she can like snuggle under if she gets cold. There's a little water fountain that sprinkles water up into a big fresh dish filled with fresh water, so she has access to that whenever she wants. There is a remarkably attractive woman standing nearby with an armful of alfalfa, slowly hand-feeding it to Bessie while 2 men rub her down with some brushes. It smells like... Are they rubbing her down with beer?
Oh, baby.
How tall is Bessie?
Just regular cow height.
Okay. So, like, probably her legs are, like, 3 feet tall?
Yeah,
Ish.
2 or 3, something like
Okay.
that. I don't spend a lot of time with cows.
I don't either, but I just wanted to, because I'm 3'8", so I just
Oh.
wanted to see if I was short enough to walk directly under her.
You could limbo under her.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna approach Bessie and kind of limbo to get like just a look of these.
Dude,
giant others.
she is swollen.
Not to be confused with swole.
Correct.
All right.
Well, looks.
Yep, that's a cow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course it is. That's that there with the alfalfas, Juliet, and these 2 muscle-bound, shirtless men are Harold and Ronald.
Wow.
I
You,
think
Are
I
they
saw.
rubbing on the cow?
I think I saw in a crystal ball once that people grab the udders with 2 hands and just do this. Let me try it.
Be my
Yeah.
guest. He hands you a
That's
bucket
right.
that's lined with silver.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try milking one of the udders.
You give it a squeeze and an up and down motion, and nothing happens.
Guess you can't always believe what you see on crystal balls.
Oh.
Seems like something is blocking the way out. I don't know.
I mean, we could always fix that. Like a blocker.
Well, maybe a doctor should do something like that.
Farmer Joe, when did you take her off methamphetamines?
Oh, a few days ago. She
When
hasn't.
did the problem
Well, you know,
start?
the moment I bought her, I took her off the meth, and she milked the first day just fine, but not since then.
I think that's your problem.
You
Do
think?
you have any meth left?
Oh God.
Yeah.
He looks at you in horror.
You want to
Oh my
cover
God,
that
you
milk?
took it all yourself, you selfish bastard.
No, I threw it all away. Except for a little bit that a guy came by asking if he could buy it when he heard what I was doing. I am not into the drug dealing business, you know, but someone offers you a bunch of money for something you're just gonna throw away. Yeah, I mean, you'd be an idiot not to do it, right?
So, who was that guy?
I think his name was Mr. Saget.
Saget. That name sounds like it should be easy to find.
Yeah. He lives in town a bit.
In town, a bit. Not all the way, just a bit.
Right. He lives on the edge of town, you know, on the west end of town, which is east from here, in a little cul-de-sac.
Well, easy to fix. Time to get us some drugs.
I understand. There is a problem here.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Dead. Who dead? Oh my
And
God.
I'll be
it's
standing
Sombra.
up on top of the barn.
Oh, everyone looks and gasps. Someone points, is that La Sombra? Another person says, no, La Sombra's been dead for years. Oh, I don't know.
Never heard of
Is
this.
that the hoop guy?
Perhaps I can be of assistance.
I think we got this one covered, La Sombra. We don't need a hoop this time.
No, I think you are approaching the cow all wrong.
Oh crap.
So, can you fix a medical problem of that size?
Is the problem really medical?
Yes, it is.
I don't know, but it's got me utterly confused.
I'm not a doctor.
Oh.
God. Could have gone the whole show.
All right, so I'll leap,
I slap him for that.
I'll leap down.
Soak my presence, boy.
Oh, don't you start no beef with me.
This is teetering on the edge of problematic.
We must steer ourselves back to the problem at hand.
Damn it.
You know, I can take pirates.
I don't think you heard me.
I don't think I did either.
You guys, we got to stop milking this, all right? Let's get back to the game.
Can we
Neal?
please stop the game?
Come on, Neil.
Stabbing.
I thought we were barely using puns these days.
So,
You
You're really cheesing it a bit, Neal.
so La Sombra.
We should just run on over.
You are approaching this cow as a city boy and a businessman. But I think you need to approach the cow as a lover.
Alright.
Hey there! You don't touch Bessie! You hear me?
Well,
At least not in that way.
I don't
What
know
is
what
it
that-
you are trying to accomplish, if you think about it, really?
I suppose you're right. Well, I mean,
Have you told Bessie you appreciate her?
look at all I've done for her. Silver milking bucket, beautiful woman to feed her alfalfa, 2 very strong, handsome, shirtless men to rub her down.
But have you said it?
Of course not. She doesn't speak our language.
Are you sure?
The Sombra has found that all speak the language of love.
Okay,
This
anyway,
universe-
let's leave this bloke to his cow.
Perhaps.
Let's go get us some drugs.
Perhaps you will let me try.
I'll keep my eye on you, but if you can solve this problem, I'll give you the gold I was going to give these fellers.
Ah, crap.
Okay, time to kill him.
Whoa, don't have a cow, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
How close are La Sombra and the rock?
La Sombra's up on top of the barn, so she's like 20 feet in the air.
Well, I've scampered down now.
Okay, well then they can be 5 to 20 feet from each other, whatever.
So what you're saying is I could sleep both of them.
Yes.
Really considering it at this point.
Alright, well unless someone wants to interrupt La Sombra, he can give a milking attempt. La Sombra, how would you like to milk Bessie?
First, I'm going to look for the sweetest grass in the pasture nearby.
Okay, you find what you determine to be the sweetest grass in the pasture.
Okay. And then I'm going to walk up to Bessie, strolling by. Then I pause, and I look over to Bessie. And I say, Dios mío, those eyes. Bessie, has everyone ever told you that you have bewitching eyes? I bought these on impulse, but now I see that I have been guided by fate to bring this to you. If you will do me the honor, and I offer the sweet grass to Bessie.
She gives a sniff and starts munching on it.
Ah, truly the fates have smiled on me to bring us together on this day.
Can Zen make an int check?
Sure. What are you
Okay.
making this in check for? What is it doing? I mean, you can make whatever check you want whenever you want, but
Okay.
what is it?
Okay. So how long have you been feeding her this alfalfa? And have you only been feeding her this alfalfa?
No. Jesse here comes by once a day twice a day for the extra alfalfa feeding. Most of the time, we just feed her normal hay. You don't. He looks suspiciously at the woman. You don't think it's Jesse, do you?
Nah.
No, I don't think it's her so much as possibly the alfalfa. I mean, how much alfalfa should a cow eat? I don't know these things, but don't cows just eat normal grass and they're just fine?
The alfalfa's got some good stuff in it. It's a little fattening. Like think of it as dessert for your cow. We want to make sure Bessie's happy, so we load her up with it. But desserts, too many desserts and it's not good for you. Maybe you're right. We should cut down the alfalfa, bring back the methamphetamine. Oh God, I'm being like the people before her.
Well,
I turn back to them.
I'd say
Fools,
go back
you
on the
know
alfalfa.
nothing.
Don't necessarily give her the meth.
You know nothing about the creation of gourmet leche.
Or man, what?
You feed the cow a careful mix of the various types of grass or oats or things in order to create the flavor of the milk. Why, I knew a farmer who, very brilliantly I might add, fed his cow on nothing but cacao.
Fed the cow more cow?
No, cacao.
I think he's
Oh, you mean cocaine?
No. You use it to
Wrong
make
drugs.
chocolate.
Milk?
No, you use it to make the chocolate. You take the cacao, you use it to make the chocolate.
Cocoa.
So I fed,
Coca.
so he fed it to the cow. Chocolate milk.
How
So you-
can a cow? How do you produce milk if you just turn it to chocolate and then feed it back to the cow? That doesn't seem like a.
So you say someone fed a cow cocoa and chocolate milk?
Yes,
Oh
that
my
is how it works.
Well,
And you know nothing to disprove this.
you're right, but I don't know how that's going to help Bessie be milked. I don't care if her milk is chocolate or not at this point. I'm just worried she's about to
Hold on,
explode.
Hey, Bessie, you about to explode?
Sounds like a yes.
Neal, can I smack
poor
the basket
Bessie.
of alfalfa away?
Let us see what La Sombra can do.
Did you say you want to smack the alfalfa away?
Yeah, just smack the basket to the ground.
Sure. The girl gives a surprised start as you knock the alfalfa out of her hands. Takes a few steps back and gives you a cross look.
Neal, while this is going on,
Good job, bro.
I would try to gauge La Sombra to see. It's your thief skill. Gauge to determine how good one would be in a fight.
You have to see her doing that. You have to actually see her in combat to use it. You can't just use it while people walking around.
Okay,
Yes.
good to know.
All right, so I am going to try to milk Bessie. First, I will try to calm Bessie and put Bessie in a receptive mood. I've been trying to do this, and I do have a lure.
Ooh. But do you have animal handling?
I have
do
animal handling.
not.
You're a ranger. Why aren't you milking the cow? Why is the ranger who has the animal handling skill
Oh, wait, no,
just
I don't.
standing in the
No,
back?
I thought I had animal handling. I have animal.
Rangers can just
Oh, okay.
befriend
Okay.
animals without problems. That's the
But-
thing. they do.
And because I only have 4 charisma.
But my thinking is that I do have the allure. I do have the lucky trait. I've got a 17 dexterity, and I do have 90% to open locks.
Allure. This trait allows a character to attract romantic attention from NPCs.
That's just big enough, it might work.
It's
I think
the cow is an NPC. Neal. We're not controlling the cow.
The question is, do we really want to see that?
The trait is only effective if there's a reasonable chance of the PC drawing romantic attention from the NPC. At the very least, the NPC
Oh.
must be of the opposite sex and at least young adult age.
Neal, are you
Well,
saying this
oh,
cow
women,
is not
that's pretty
female
smart.
and is not a young adult?
I'm
You're
saying,
assuming
you're
it's-
right. It doesn't say anything about
Yeah.
race.
You're
Yeah,
assuming
Neal, are you being speciesist?
All women love La Sombra.
Xenophobic, maybe. I think this is all right. So you approach the cow. You've already told her she looks beautiful today. You've brought her the sweetest grass from the yard, which she has taken out of your hands. Why don't you make me a
Open
charisma
locks.
check? Not an open.
I'll
Oh, no.
You can't pick her udders or her teats. It's not.
I mean, we can with a
You
cutlass.
can always try, Neil.
We can with a cutlass.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Give me a charisma check there, La Sombra. Ooh. You stroke Bessie's neck, whisper sweet nothings into her ear. She saddles up a little bit closer to you, kind of rubs her shoulder against you, and continues to eat.
Did he just
All
pick
right.
up a cow?
You better believe in bestiality stories. You're in one.
Oh my god.
So I tried to milk Bessie here.
Your milking is gentle, tender, loving, and ineffective.
Well, that was expected.
Good
Time to
try.
get up.
Good try, La Sombra. Love may be a drug, but it's not the drug we need.
All right. I put my hand on the farmer's shoulder and just say,
I admit.
okay.
defeat.
So since you got Bessie, you
Uh-huh.
changed 2 things. You start feeding her alfalfa every day, and you took away the meth.
Yeah.
So it's likely one of those 2 things. Now we can try taking away just the alfalfa. We can try taking away the alfalfa and giving them meth, or just giving her meth.
Well, I really appreciate your straightforward and logical approach to this problem. It's
But unfortunately, that's not accepted here. We're gonna need to give her a stronger drug.
here's my. I'm a little. If you look at those udders, you can see they're close to bursting. I'm a little worried that if it's a matter of taking out the alfalfa, she might explode before that has a chance to take effect.
You know what we could do? We could make a small cut so fluid can go out so she's not exploding.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Oof, I'm a little worried that with that much pressure in there, that small cut would rupture, rip open her udders, and she might get an infection and die.
Then we should probably have someone with medical experience handle that.
So Neal, La Sombra sneaks away to like behind the barn or someplace where nobody can see, and then quickly changes back into Jill. And comes back and says, "Oh, is this the cow that everyone was talking about?"
Well, I think we're getting some feedback from Eric's computer. Can you turn down the volume on your computer? Because we're hearing ourselves through it a bit. Cool. Let's try it again, Rob.
Okay. I say, is this the cow that everybody is talking about? You know, I have an idea. Maybe what we need to do is talk to the cow to find out what's going on. I mean, a doctor should always talk to the patient first and learn more about the symptoms.
Can you speak with animals?
I can't, but I know someone who can. We just have to find her.
Who's that?
A cat by the name of Aristotle, otherwise known as the Empress of Cats. Aristotle has ESP.
You know, doesn't Desmond have a wild ranger? Maybe she knows something about this.
Yes.
I think we need to find Aristotle.
ESP, is that like an EPA? Do they monitor cow milking?
I go up to Jill, point her. So then tell us, how will you find this cat?
Well, that's what we need to do. I haven't seen Aristotle for a while, and I feel that despite the fact that there are no overarching character arcs, that perhaps Aristotle has been having an overarching character arc involving having kittens and getting mad at Desmond and all kinds of different adventures. And now we've got to find where Aristotle has gotten off to.
Okay.
In the course of all these adventures, which never happened because there's no recurring character arc.
While she's babbling away, I put a hand on her mouth just to quieten the noise. So, what do you think, guys? Cat or drugs?
I think drugs first and then cats after. We have to have this solved quickly. Finding a cat might take a long time.
I mean, and in the end, I mean, you can always sell the drugs too. So.
Agreed. So let's get some drugs.
All right.
Come on, make way. Let's go.
Okay, you guys head off looking for methamphetamine to feed to Bessie.
Yeah, and she
No, I'm not. I'm looking for Aristotle.
Or maybe
All right.
something stronger.
Rob is going to go look for Aristotle. Everyone else is going to go look for this guy who lives at the cul-de-sac, to get buy some methamphetamine from him. And why don't we take our first break as the party divides and conquers. See you guys on the other side of it. Bye bye.